You are now tuned in to the Windy City Benders podcast. This is WCBP.
All right, we're back. Little holiday reset. We're back. Tanner's officially off of COVID protocol. He's back in action. How you feeling, bud?
Feeling great, better than ever. Really looking to make a difference out here now. Glad that I can contribute.
Yeah, man, it sounded miserable. Not like a good time.
It was just annoying. Just stupid annoying. That's all. Just tried to not get my wife sick the whole time, which luckily didn't happen. But I basically just sat on the couch and stayed there the entire time for 7 or 10 days.
Yeah, it was a while for you.
Well, I was just making sure that I wasn't gonna get her infected. If she had gotten COVID as well, I think I would have moved around a lot more. But we would have been able to do more stuff just around the house because we quarantined together. But because she was negative, we had to basically quarantine separately in a 1-bedroom apartment. So it's kind of annoying.
That always works well.
Yeah, it was great. I got to play a lot of video games.
Oh man, but yeah. So glad you're doing better. You're feeling better. The countdown to New Mexico is on.
Yeah.
Well, so you got to be super excited about that.
Yeah, I'm sitting at my dining room table right now because there's boxes everywhere.
So
it's fun stuff.
Yeah, so we were just kind of doing our little pre-show meeting, figuring out what to talk about, and we've come to the conclusion that despite not talking for almost a week and a half, there's nothing to talk about.
Yeah, there's not much going on, the Hawks are currently playing Calgary, so might be slightly distracted, but they played Nashville yesterday, and I don't even know if you want to talk about that game. That game was. I didn't get a chance to watch it, but I saw.
Well, let's just recap it really quick.
Before the game even started, we already kind of knew Fleury was going to be on COVID protocol because that was going on during the break, the forced COVID Christmas break. And then right before game time or a day or two before, Lankinen also gets put on COVID protocol. And at that point, I'm like, hey man, this isn't fair.
1A, 1B's out. What are we doing here?
This isn't fair. Let's postpone this bad boy. I don't know. Everybody's doing it. But yeah, no, we go to Nashville, a team that we have in recent history not done very well against.
They've had a number.
Yeah, and we're going in there with our AHL tandem. So that didn't work out too well. And it wasn't expected to, and it didn't work out right away.
I don't know. The free Delia crowd were super excited. They knew he was going to take the ball. He was going to run. He was going to force the Hawks to trade Lincoln and Fleury before the deadline.
Yeah, but he tied his skates together and fell as soon as he hit the ice, basically. That man let in 2 goals on 2 shots away.
Just over a minute into the first. That's been the story of the season. So, you know what? I won't blame him completely on that because Fleury's done it. Lincoln's done it. This team just for some reason cannot get going on the right foot at all. And then so Forsberg scores, then Johansson scores 4 minutes later.
Yeah.
It is impressive that it took, almost 6 minutes for them to get their second shot. It
also went in though. So
that's
not as impressive.
Yeah, so everything okay, good defense by the Hawks, and then goalie suck. And then right before the end of the period, Nick Cousins scores to make it 3-0, and that's when I was gonna try to watch. I was like, I'm gonna try to watch this game. I forgot about it. The whole break threw everything in for a loop. Didn't know when the game's Hawks was playing again and all that. Then I got the alert. Oh yeah, they're down 3-0. Not gonna waste my time.
Yeah, they outshot them in the first period 15-7. They just got outscored 3-0. And it's just I don't know why Nashville always wants to have a goalie that basically just wants to always almost shut us out every time.
And if you thought letting up a goal a minute 2 seconds to start the game was bad, 28 seconds into the second, Nashville
they really wanted to just show us that it wasn't going to stop just because we changed goals.
Yeah, it was crazy too. So they scored 28 seconds in the second, and then 5 minutes and 34 seconds into the second. So they scored a minute 2 into the first, 5 minutes 53 into the first. So consistency. Hey, Nashville, nice job. Consistency there.
Yeah, dude.
That
So
made it
much fun.
5-0. Kurzhev gets his second of the year. Make it 5-1. And then was it Gnot? Is that how you say
Oh
it?
no.
No, Gnot.
No. Jeannot.
You know.
Yeah, Tanner Jeannot.
Well, fuck you, bud. You're in Nashville. I don't give a shit what your name is.
Yeah. He was undrafted.
Oh my god, he scored 53 seconds into the third. So they let up 3 goals basically
in the first minute of each period, basically.
Oh my god. Why is this team so bad?
I don't know, because no one wants to score. I mean, Kane looks like he's just hurt. He's playing hurt. I don't know. It's not fun.
And then
but I didn't even try and listen to the game.
Yeah.
Because I just would check the NHL app every 5 minutes, and they had let out in a goal.
And to make things worse too is post game, news conference, all that kind of stuff. Derek King goes, "Oh, we didn't play bad."
I mean, they did outshoot him.
It's just so funny when you lose a game
38-25. I mean, you're also going with two AHL goalies.
Are we saying
that's a completely different game?
Are we saying it's okay to blame this one on the goalie?
Yeah.
Okay. It's making sure it's possible, because every time we try to put blame on goalies, you get yelled at saying that's not on the goalies, it's not the goalie's fault. So we can blame.
I mean, not everything is always the goalie's fault. There's some bounces and shit that can happen, but I mean, when the goalies aren't making any borderline should be saves, could be goals, and it's just everything's going in. It's man. I'm really glad we have Lincoln and Fleury most of the time.
Yeah. Fleury. So Fleury's off COVID protocol, but they didn't have him start tonight. They went with, what is it, Soderblom?
Yeah. I thought it was Soderblom, but everybody on the broadcast has been saying Soderblom. I was
you might be right then, because these announcers are terrible.
Yeah.
They also didn't know they were also pronouncing Lankinen wrong too. One of his starts.
Lankinen?
I think they were saying. Yeah.
Were they really saying?
Yeah.
I don't know. This. It honestly makes me a little It's Lankinen.
It is Lankinen.
Lankinen.
But they were saying Lankinen.
Lankinen. I don't know. On the pronunciation from Hockey Reference says Lan, L-A-N-K, K-I-H, and then Nen, N-E-H-N. Lankinen? Lankinen? It's not Lankinen? I don't know. Jeez. All right, let's see. Soderblom. Yeah, it's Soderblom. I don't know why they're saying Soderblom, but okay, whatever. Now we know. But yeah, he gets his first NHL start. He's 22 years old.
So what you're telling me too right now, just because everybody, these new broadcasters for the Hawks are butchering these names, I can be the Hawks broadcaster, because if not knowing how to say names is part of the job, and fuck, man.
It's part of the gig. Paid. Yeah, it's one of the big parts of the gig is not knowing how to pronounce names.
Yeah, these guys are so bad.
Oh my God, Colin Delia with a 9 goals against average, .571 save percentage. I thought it couldn't get worse than last year, but yikes, bud.
I always felt bad for the guy. Wish he had a shot, but it's you know what? He's not good. He is just not good.
I mean, he's probably doing A-OK. I don't know. Actually, he might not be doing A-OK in the AHL, but oof. That's all I gotta say. Oof.
So, do you think we should have held on to Subban and tried to trade Delia?
No, I mean, it doesn't matter. I don't think it matters anymore. They're gonna be moving on from Delia at the end of the year. They would have been moving on from Subban. I'm just surprised they didn't get anything for Subban, but whatever. Yeah. I mean, he has the save of the year candidate with the accidental behind the back glove save.
Oh, I know, that was ridiculous. I'm pulling up Delia's stats in Rockford really quick. He is
It's not good.
4.41 with a 907 save percentage, 2.86 goals against average.
Not great. I
I
mean,
mean, they did sign Cale Morris too.
yeah, they did.
1
Which
year,
is
100 and or not, 1 year, 750,000, and then I think they signed him right to the taxi squad.
possibly. I think it's really funny though. If you go on Cap Friendly right now, it says his estimated career earnings so far is $650. Like, fuck
Cap
yeah,
friendly,
dude.
keeping up with like day by day.
I love it. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I guess he's been playing in Rockford, or he's had a couple games in Rockford this year. He had 7 last year. This year in Rockford, he's got 2 games played, 1.64 goals against average, and a 919 save percentage.
And he played 14 with the Indy Fuel too in the EC.
Yep, 282 and an 898. Yeah, well, I mean, we'll see what happens with the goalie situation in the future, because I know the Hawks also have that one
And I was just looking
Drew
at
Comesso, I believe his name
Drew
is.
Comesso, who was just on Team USA for World Juniors.
Yes.
They also have who else?
Ivan
Like, isn't there?
Nalimov.
What was it?
Ivan Nalimov.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which, I don't know. Is he supposed to be like a big deal or anything like that? Like, I can't remember.
I don't know. I
was a
haven't heard anything, but he's also 27.
See, we're kind of getting back into that same category where we were with Crawford when Crawford left. It's like, well, what are we going to do in goal? Because, you know, once Fleury's gone, like, I'm assuming Fleury's one and done with the Hawks, if he even makes it the whole season.
Yeah, I don't know. The Hawks aren't going anywhere quick enough to have Fleury be like the guy.
Yeah.
So I mean, if they're just going to keep doing this 500 hockey or just below 500 hockey, the best thing for them to do is to move him at the deadline. If I'd say if he's willing to like be traded and go to a contender.
Yeah.
Because like at this point, I mean, he did us a favor by actually playing this year. And we didn't give up anything for Fleury. So I don't know, like so far, like we've given up players for nothing. So it's not like it's like any different if we just hold on to him for the rest of the year and let him go.
Right.
It would be great to get a 1st round pick back for him, since we traded one away for Seth Jones.
Right. You got to imagine though that they're gonna run with Lincoln, and they probably give him a decent bridge deal or something like that, like 2.
I mean, yeah, he's gonna need like a prove it deal at this point too.
You
like,
think though? Do they go the route where they bring in like how the Hawks, you know, brought in Marty Turco? They bring in like a Brian, like Tampa Bay brought in Brian Elliott to be the backup and all that kind of stuff. Like they just bring in these guys, older veterans on 1-year deals and just kind of revolving door.
Yeah, but I don't know if they're gonna be like 1A, 1B.
I think after this season, Lincoln is 1.
I don't even know that anymore.
You don't think so?
I don't know. Like, I wish he was playing as well as he did at the start of last year.
Yeah.
But the team's also just not like they have the inability to score. So it's difficult for like the wins column to look a little bit better for him. I don't know. The team's just it doesn't have it.
It's a little rough for him too, because he's not getting the starts he got last year too.
Yeah.
So it's kind of, you're a goalie or we're a goalie. Like, you know, you said before, it's hard to kind of get into a rhythm if you're not getting consistent time.
Yeah, that's the other reason I think would be good for the Hawks to trade Fleury. Just to get Lankinen back in that 1 spot.
Yeah.
And just kind of be like, hey man, like here you go, play for a contract for next year. Like, do as well as you can.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. And I think and what sucks too is that this team is kind of in limbo because you don't know who's going to be in charge, who the GM's going to be, or like how much of how long of a leash does Davidson have?
Right.
kind of need to make decisions like that big around there. There was something I saw that the Blackhawks reached out to Jed Hoyer of the
The
Chicago Cubs,
Cubs, yeah.
kind of like, because they just did their whole GM search and all that kind of stuff. So they were asking for like, what kind of things did you guys do and look for that. They're kind of bringing in like a new firm to kind of like help them like do what's best for this team and organization, all that kind of stuff. So that they're taking it serious, I guess. That's one thing to say.
I hope they would. It's fucking business.
Yeah, and I think they're very, very worried about making another mistake, and they have to be perfect with that. Oh my god, the Hawks really 5-on-3 right now.
I don't know.
So
I don't know where you are in the game because I think
I'm just on NHL.com with like how they pop the players up on the screen who's out there.
Oh, no, it's 5-on-4. Hawks are on the penalty kill, but I wish the team. I wish this summer didn't happen, just because the team wasn't prepared to make this like fucking run.
Yeah,
that like they like took a shot at. Oh yeah, it's not. I don't know. It's not where it's at. I forgot this one thing. Before I forget, Tyler Johnson skating again. I don't know if you saw that.
Yeah, that's right. First time skating.
Also,
the ankle surgery.
Kyra's back after that scary looking hit. I think there was one other play. Was it Borgstrom maybe? But yeah, getting some guys back. Tyler Johnson, I want to hopefully like he comes back and looks good, because that guy's clearly just going to end up being like trade bait eventually.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Like he's got 2 years left. Is that what it is?
2 years at like 5, something like that.
Oh yeah, he's on the. Yeah, he's got 2 years left at $5 million. Which, I mean, who knows if the season would be any different if he didn't get hurt, like a little while ago.
He's a weird guy too, because he was like those guy that Tampa Bay tried burying and trying to just get rid of and all that kind of stuff. And I've always thought he was a good player. I guess maybe it's more for the fact of what he's making.
Yeah,
it doesn't add up, but I mean, he's a good role guy. I like.
Yeah, no, he just got outplayed by younger guys that were cheaper. It didn't make him bad. Just put Tampa in a situation of like, I mean, if we can do it for cheaper and younger, then like we're gonna go that route. We're not gonna just stick with a guy because he played well like a few years ago. But yeah, I just team. It needs like I don't know, like a direction, like.
And
they're not good enough at. Yeah, like they're not good enough at the moment to be like a playoff contender at like not even a playoff bubble team, but they're like not playing bad enough to be Buffalo or Ottawa.
Right.
It's like I wish they would just go that route at this point and just like trade. Like I honestly, like when I'm looking at the team, like trade Kubalik. Like he's not doing shit this year. It's gonna end up being somebody that you're gonna sign to like a contract that's gonna be too much, and then you're not gonna be able to move him.
All right, let's go down the list real quick. Can you tell me trade or keep?
Okay, yeah, because I don't think there's not really any other Hawks news, but
yeah. All right, we'll start with the big guys. Kane.
I mean, I love Kane. I think he should be a Hawk forever, but might as well get shit. At this point, I'm just kind of like in might as well fucking get shit mode.
Toews.
Trade. Like if people want that fucking work out a cap situation, I don't know.
Brinksy
stays.
You already said Kubalik, Brett Connolly, whatever.
Yeah, I know.
Jarom,
Connolly, like that's the dumbest thing too. Is like Connolly was brought on because we had cap room.
Yeah.
And like we were gonna utilize cap space to gain assets like Borgstrom or draft picks. And then we used our cap space to fill it up with guys on the team for a possible playoff run.
Jones, Fleury.
Yeah. And like, I'm not mad that we have Seth Jones. I just wish we were in a better position to actually utilize Seth Jones.
I love Seth Jones on this team, and I'm glad he's on this team. I hate the contract Bowman gave him, but that was 99% of the contracts Bowman gave out, my opinion was.
Right.
At this point would have
Boqvist in Columbus, like putting up 7 goals already this year too, is kind of funny.
I would have been at this point. I kind of would have been like, I would have liked our chances better at free agency at Seth Jones.
Yeah, absolutely. Like this year is like did not need to be as urgent. You know, it's not. I don't know.
All right, Strome trade. I think roll on that.
Yeah, Hagel I keep.
Carpenter.
He's young enough. He's cheap. Like he's a good, like heart and soul guy on the ice. It seems like he's
a good role guy.
He's
like we've said it a million times. He's that Shaw guy.
Yeah,
which Andrew Shaw was, but better. And I love Shaw.
Yeah, right.
Carpenter, I think he's gonna get traded. I think a playoff team needing that depth center.
Yeah, he's great. I love Carpenter too.
Good PK guy.
He'd be a good trade. He's a good trade asset for a team that like needs to shore up the back end or the bottom lines.
Borgstrom, I think you hold on to.
Yeah, I mean that he was the reason we got Connolly. That's what I'm saying. Like that was like, okay, we'll take the cap hit of this guy, and if you give us Borgstrom and Stillman, like 2 guys that you wanted for the future, like those guys weren't meant to be on the team making a huge difference right away, kind of like how Seth Jones and Fleury are.
Yeah,
like they were brought in to make a difference right away, and it's like why that wasn't something that we needed to do this year.
Kara, I say you keep just because he's cheap, and I think he does a great job for his role.
Kara is a player I would say if you get a deal that's just kind of like too good to be true, then
like a Janmark type of.
Like if somebody is like really willing to like pay for a 4th line guy, like a 3rd rounder, you need to be like, okay, sure, like sounds good. Kirby keep. Kurzhev is keep. Kurshev's the type of guy that I know that the Hawks are gonna give up on too soon, and he's gonna end up playing very well somewhere else, kind of like Pew Suter.
Yeah. Here's a question too about we looking for something to talk about the Hawks. We kind of talked about this in our group chat a little bit, but Kirby.
Yeah.
You think? And the reason I'm asking is I don't remember what you said in the group chat. Do you think we maybe forced him up a little too quick? Do you think that we maybe should have held him off, let him play 1 more year junior?
Probably. Like I just think he's really good, and I think he's just still like really young, and like everybody that thinks that he's gonna be like the next Patrick Kane they're just crazy.
Oh, you're not even paying attention to what this player is.
Yeah.
You're just saying that because of where he was drafted at that point.
Exactly. I think he's an incredible player, and he's going to be an amazing NHLer. I still think that he has like a little bit more growing to do.
I feel like his hockey IQ just isn't at NHL level just yet. Like, or where, kind of like the role that he's being put into. I don't know if it's exactly there. And it kind of goes like snake bitten and all that kind of stuff too.
Yeah. Well, I wish we had a coach that like implemented lines that like helped the players grow and kept them, rather than every fucking game is different.
Right.
Every game you're playing with somebody different. And it's just like, oh my God, like the lineup shuffle all the time. Like the team's not good. Like you're just shuffling the lines all the time isn't going to just all of a sudden make the team good. It's just making it difficult on like the younger guys to fucking like be consistent.
Hockey fans, DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NHL, has a no-brain offer that'll make you a winner once any shot gets past the goalie. New customers can bet just $1 on any NHL game and win $100 in free bets. If either team scores, the NHL got rid of ties in 2005, so someone is going to light the lamp. If Sportsbook isn't available in your state yet, no worries. everyone can play for huge cash prizes all season long with DraftKings Daily Fantasy Hockey Contest. DraftKings is giving all new customers a free shot at millions of dollars in total prizes with their first deposit. Download the DraftKings Sports app now. Use promo code THPN. Throw down $1 on any NHL game and win $100 in free bets if either team scores a goal. That's promo code THPN this week at DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NHL. Must be 21 or older. New Jersey, Indiana, Pennsylvania only. New customers only. Minimum $5 deposit and $1 wager required. One per customer. Restrictions apply. See DraftKings.com/sportsbook for details. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. If anything, though, what's going for the Hawks and Kirby right now is that we don't have to give him a big contract.
Yeah.
I think we can. It's going to be, I bet you he signs a bridge deal. If he signs anything more than a bridge deal or more than a prove-it type of contract, I will be shocked.
Yeah, I mean,
and whoever gave them that deal,
like an 8-year deal.
Yeah, and if whoever gives him that deal, probably shouldn't be the GM. If it's like a Davidson type of thing, like I think that's gonna be if that's is not definition of a guy that needs another 2-3 years to kind of prove him and earn the big payday. It's Kirby.
I wish they would get. I don't know. Maybe I don't know if Davidson doesn't have like the leash long enough to like start signing some of these deals, like all the guys that you can re-sign at this point, because it's after January 1st. You can make these like guys that are in their last year of their deal, like some contract like negotiations going on, and start signing them.
Kirby, Kurzhev.
Yeah, I think Kirby and Kurzhev should be getting deals sometime soon. Like that's what I would do. But I mean, like I said, I see Kurzhev as being the type of player that the Hawks just give up on, even though he was a 4th rounder like a few years ago and he's only 22 years old.
He wasn't bad, and the whole thing, like I just felt like he wasn't feeling it, right? Like I don't know if he wasn't feeling it or what, but when they sent him down to Rockford for a little bit and then he came back, they called him back up, he looked better.
Yeah.
Like I just think it's a matter of finding his game, and he needs the consistency too. Like, and that goes back to what you said about you need to have a coach that is going to keep things consistent, because it's the same thing with Dylan Strome. Like one of the issues with Dylan Strome, I think, is that he can't get his game going because one game he's playing center, next game he's on the wing.
He's playing second line, then he's playing third line, then he's playing fourth line.
And he's healthy scratched. And it's like, you have to have some sort of consistency. And I just don't understand why every coach the Hawks seem to have since Q, it's been like the blender.
Yeah.
It just makes no sense.
They're just like hoping for a miracle to happen.
The only time you should be changing up lines like completely is like the last like 10 minutes of the third and you're down, and you need something to jolt, and you stack a line.
Yeah.
You stack Kane, Toews, DeBrincat. You put that's when you go through the whole line blender, not in the middle of the second period or 5 minutes into the first because something didn't look right. Like it doesn't make sense.
Yeah. It's annoying. And I mean, keep the lines for like a game or two, and then if somebody's playing well, yeah, cool. Like I understand like moving them up the line, but it's like every game it's different.
Yeah, it's
every single game. Also, I think I don't know what it is, but I said before, like Kane just looks like he's playing hurt. At this point,
so. Yeah,
I feel like he just needs, like, they need to shut it down and fix whatever it is.
It's kind of why I was hoping there's gonna be a COVID pause. I was kind of like it sucks. Yeah, I wish that they never even have that pause to begin with. But I was kind of hoping for like maybe like a 2-week pause or something like that, and let Kane just relax and like all these guys just recharge. Because granted, yeah, they had the extra 3-day on their Christmas break, but come on, that's not going to do shit.
No.
Oh, all right, real quick for trades for defensemen. Seth Jones, obviously, you're not going to trade him at this point.
No.
You have to dig your toes in, and with that,
like I said, I wish we would have. Like, I like having Seth Jones. I just like that trade didn't need to happen. And like you said, I wish we would have just held off for a year and then just taken that shot at free agency.
Right. Dahan, I can see them trying to move him.
Yeah, absolutely. He's a solid defenseman.
McCabe, I think, sticks around.
They just gave up a fucking shorty.
Do they really?
Yeah. Well, they not. not even did they just give up a shorty, they actually gave up a breakaway like right before the shorty happened. So they gave up 2 chances shorthanded.
Yeah, this team is they're not good.
Yikes.
McCabe, Connor Murphy, I think you hold on to.
Yeah, I mean those guys are signed long term. Riley Stillman, you hold on to.
Caleb Jones, I would like to see maybe.
Yeah, I would like to see more of Caleb Jones. Yeah,
Gus shouldn't even be on this team right now.
No. Colin Delia is probably not playing in the NHL anymore. Soderblom is, I mean, he's 22. Like, that's what I'm saying. If they are able to move Fleury, and if they do move Fleury, I really hope they get a first rounder. That would be sick. And it would make a lot of sense. But then you have Lincoln in, and then just have Soderblom maybe, or just have Soderblom take over the net for sure in the AHL, and you go with Colin Delia for the rest of the season until it's over. Or you just go fucking 6-on-5 every game that Lincoln isn't able to play in.
Yeah, God.
Yeah, I forgot Reese Johnson's on the IR. Okay. I like Reese Johnson a lot, actually.
Yeah, I do too.
I think that's one of the issues with this team, though, is that, like, we have a lot of third and fourth line guys. Like, who truly is a top line player? DeBrincat and Kane.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
that's it.
Kirby right now is still basically like a third liner, but he's got such a sick skill set that he should be a top line guy within the next. I mean, this year, like every year, I want it to be the thing, but like you can't force everybody to be really good at fucking 20 years old.
Right.
Like he's insane still.
And it just sucks too because we're like, and because of the cap situation too, it's like we can't even go out and get somebody. It's like we have like the perfect third, fourth line, all that, but it's like we don't have the space that is needed to go get guys to fill out that second line, that first line, like, and that's so goddamn frustrating.
Oh yeah. I mean, this is why I think next year needs to be a year where they're just not going for it. Like they really need to focus on that.
What they need to do is whoever the GM is.
Kubalik just missed the net on a breakaway. He put it over the net. Dude, he had him.
For that kid.
Holy crap.
The GM needs to come in and just say we're committed to a retool. I don't think a rebuild is the necessary.
If they had a GM that came in and really wanted to shake things up, I want to hate it. It sucks, but you move Kane, you move Toews. And
if you're committing to a rebuild, you have to commit and you have to.
Yeah. You go into the future with with DeBrincat and Doc, and those are your only for sure's.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I think everybody else is movable. I mean, I'm a huge Hagel fan though too. Maybe those 3 guys.
Yeah, I want to hit that.
Like those are your for sure guys on the offensive side. Then Seth Jones and McCabe and Murphy maybe.
Yeah.
Or Jones, McCabe, Murphy, Stillman. Like those are your 4 defensemen that you're going with, and then Lincoln. I don't even know if Lincoln is. Like if they could, dude, I'm telling you, Jack Campbell, but we don't need Jack Campbell. That's the problem. Unless Jack Campbell wins the Stanley Cup this year with Toronto, and he's like, cool, I got a cup, I'm gonna go get paid, and we can pay him. Fuck it.
Cool. I got Jack Campbell for a cheaper deal than what he's on right now in NHL 22, so we're good. We can get him.
Oh, dude, it would be a stupid idea to get Jack Campbell, but I like it so much because I think he's such a cool guy. That would be the same situation as like this year going and getting Fleury. Like, okay, let's go be like good enough to not be like in towards dead last in the league, but not good enough to be in the playoffs, and just make our goalie hate fucking life because our team is not good.
Yeah, I don't know. What I was saying though too is like next year needs to be you go in with the head coach, and I don't think it's Derek King. I'm sorry,
Yeah, no.
The whole
Derek King doesn't
appeal
think
of
it's
Derek
Derek
King
King.
coming in. Yeah, I don't think it's you bring in the guy that's going to be your guy. Next year is a year of him putting in his game plan and building the foundation for what his Chicago Blackhawk team is going to be.
I wish they would do it like now. You get this team going in that direction, and then you use the trade deadline and you talk to the coach on who the fuck is not going to be a part of this team.
But the problem with that is you're not going to have the candidates, I think, until
Yeah, that's the other
the
issue.
offseason.
Unless Paul Maurice wants to come and give it a shot. Actually, are the Islanders still doing bad?
I think they've just got postponed for like 5 games.
Oh, man, I hope the Islanders just do terrible and then them just like lose their minds. Like Lou Lamoriello loses his mind and just goes, "All right, Barry, you're out of here." And then Barry trots, baby. That's like the dream,
Their
right?
last
For
10,
me.
they're 5-2-3, but they're
Yeah.
still at the cellar.
So they're getting better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, they're better than the Hawks. No, we're actually tied. Points that wise, we're tied. They're 10, 12, and 6. Hawks are 11, 16, and 4.
They have a better winning percentage than us.
They have 3 games in hand. Dude, the Hawks suck.
Yeah. The Hawks have. Oh my
You heard it here on the Chicago Blackhawk podcast. The Blackhawks suck.
God. They literally cannot score a goal. They're third to last in the league. Arizona is the worst. Islanders are second worst, and then it's us, and we're tied with fucking Montreal.
Who is just garbage.
Oh my God, dude. Montreal has a -50 goal differential right now. That sucks. Yikes. Yeah. I hate the fact that the way that this team is playing and the current time we're in, that this team is making me say trade Toews and Kane. For the betterment of the team, you should trade them. I mean, maybe not. It's the thing though too. It's like you can probably get so much more for them if you trade them this year, 50% retained. Obviously, like there's no one's gonna fit 10.5 under the cap, and you can get like 2 first rounders and a prospect at least for Kane, like at the minimum. Like
Sorry.
getting Kane over to the fucking Rangers is like such an ideal thing to me.
It's funny too. It's like I get so irrationally angry when I read stuff like that. I'm like, no, we're not gonna trade a Kane and Toews and all that kind of like it's so stupid. That's not gonna happen. And then I'm like, oh, well, it's probably the smart thing to do.
Yeah, but I don't think Toews is going to be movable unless you get like a third team in there to also retain 50%.
There's no way. Yeah, there's no way you're moving Toews.
No, I don't think
Nobody
anybody.
10.5 million. No way.
Well, I don't think anybody's going to be wanting Toews at even 5.25.
Yeah.
So that one's sticking with the team, I think.
Yeah.
But I don't know. We'll see what happens. Where the fuck is the Rangers on cap friendly? There they are. They have $6 million in space right now because of 1.5 on IR from Sammy Blais.
Yo, can you like not in fantasy, man? Jesus.
What, me?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm so good. Like, can you imagine if the Hawks made a trade with the Rangers and end up getting like Capo Caco, who is also
you throw like a Capo Caco in that trade
and like a first
yeah.
and something else, like even another first. Like, well, they would need to like dump cap more than likely. So let's say who do they have?
What's funny is reading comments.
Fucking Ryan Strome. Ryan Strome I think is playing really well on their team. I don't think they would drop him.
We'll throw in Dylan Strome too.
Yeah, oh my God. Like, I don't even know. Oh, Alexander Georgiev. Like, I know he wants out.
Yeah, that can be a good goalie.
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
Make something work with the Rangers that we get like 3 picks Capo Caco, which would be really funny because then we would have 2 of the top 3 picks in that draft.
We're going all Hurricanes on this.
Yeah. Yeah, that'd be good. I don't know. I just think that as like a team that's looking to build for the future, though I think you do have to move those guys. But if you're looking at like a team who's looking at your history and wanting to do right by the players that have been there forever, then you hold on to them.
It comes down to it. Yeah. It comes down to what Kane, Toews, what do you want? Do you want to be here? Cool. We'll make it work.
Yeah.
Do you want to go cup chase and try to get another cup? Cool. We'll make it work.
Yeah, pretty much.
They just need to be better than Vegas was with Marc-Andre.
Yeah. Oh God, no. I wish that never happens again to like any other team.
Like that's
so ridiculous.
A bar set so low for how you don't handle like a star player.
Yeah.
Vegas and I guess Pittsburgh, but
also like imagine they are able to make some of these trades. Like what kind of assets are you getting in return for Marc-Andre Fleury, for Patrick Kane, for Dominic Kubalik, Ryan Carpenter, fucking who else, man? Dylan Strome. Like if they can move Toews, like think of all the shit that you could fucking set your team up so well in the next 5 years by making like 3 out of these like 6 moves.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I don't know if they're gonna fucking pull it. And that's the shit thing too with the salary cap not really going up. Like teams aren't gonna be able to plan shit out like this.
And you'd be lying if you didn't agree to this, that it's a weird time in the Blackhawks history with everything that happened this year or last year in the summer. And I keep forgetting it's already 2022. So last year and everything.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's like you have fans already like on the fence about being, a part of this organization, all that kind of stuff. Then you go and you move a Kane and Toews. It's like,
yeah,
at the end of the day, like from a hockey perspective, that shouldn't matter. But from a business perspective, that's got to be playing a toll in their decision and what they're doing going forward too. Like
True.
You have 2 guys that change. You went from this team, people not even knowing that there was a hockey team in Chicago, to these 2 guys coming in and completely changing that.
Yeah.
Like I don't know. It's tough. It's really tough because it's so easy to look at it from one perspective of just the hockey side of it, but then you have to look at the business side too and marketability and all that kind of stuff. And
can we do like a poll on social media and see what everybody thinks of like, do you pull the trigger on Kane and Toews this year? Do you pull the trigger on one? Do you not ever? I just want to see what everybody else thinks because I feel like for the longest time I've always been like, these guys like get drafted, they play here until they fucking die because I love them so much, and then like they have been like the Blackhawks for the last 15 years. I'm lying because it hasn't even been that long, but or has it? It almost has. But I mean, at this point, it's kind of like this team is just trying to run in quicksand, and you can use these 2 guys as a platform to get yourself out of there. They
felt like they were the next like Stan Mikita. Like,
yeah, I want Kane to be on this team until he retires. I want him to break all of the fucking records, but I want him to do it on a team that's going to be competitive. And if this team's not going to be competitive, I want him to go be like extremely competitive somewhere and be fucking lighting up the league and showing everybody else that he's the greatest American born player. And like, we're not the only ones that see that night in and night out. Like everybody shits on Kane when NHL Network fucking posts anything on Instagram or on Twitter. That's just like, oh, look at how great some of these players are. And it's like McDavid, you get like McKinnon, you get Kane and Austin Matthews, and people are like, oh, why is Kane in this fucking thing? It's like, are you shitting me? Like this guy's fucking insanely good. Like
it's just because he's wearing the Blackhawks uniform. I guarantee you, if he was on another team, it'd be different.
And then everybody is just like, he's only on there because he's wearing a Blackhawks uniform. it's like what?
People hate the Hawks so much. Like
it's really funny that can be the excuse for both sides. It's like, oh, they're only shitting on Kane because he's wearing a Blackhawks uniform. well, they only put Kane on there because he's wearing a Blackhawks uniform. It's like, what? How is it the same excuse is being used by both sides? It's really weird. But Jesus Christ, unless somehow the team starts scoring like fucking a lot of goals this in the next 2 weeks, I don't even know. Like,
I mean, they're sellers. They have to be sellers.
Yeah, like just start selling now. Like start tanking.
You get more bang for your buck now if you move them now.
I would rather see them start making moves and start getting guys like Lucas Reichel some fucking ice time, because I want to see this kid play in the show sooner than later.
Right.
I want to get him acquainted with the guys that are going to be on this team as while he's making it, like Kirby Doc and Alex DeBrincat.
I can't believe I'm about to say this. Fucking bring Nylander up. Let him see what he does up here again. I don't know. Like, can't be any worse than it is now.
Yeah, we're not scoring goals anyway.
Yeah.
Like, he's supposed to be offensively talented. Like, put him on one of the top lines and just tell him, hey, man, hang out in the fucking neutral zone. Who cares? Like, you don't play defense. We get it. Just fucking go try and score. I don't know. Like, and even then, like, maybe he gets a little bit of value. Trade him. Who gives a shit? Who fucking cares, man? I'm over it.
Well, I kind of feel like now because a lot of it I was about to say, but the hard thing is it's like we don't know what the GM can do and all that. So it's like we're just going in a big circle now here. So I think
like, is this year just a wash? Like, we're not going to be able to make any moves because they're not going to make any decisions on who can do it. Like,
and this is why they should have listened to me and pulled the trigger on Bowman 3 years ago.
Yeah, man. Whatever.
So, all right. So we are going from not talking about having anything to talk about for the Blackhawks. We got about close to an hour. I think.
just hating on what this current situation is. Hey, bright spot. Alex DeBrincat's gonna have a kitten. So
yeah,
Alex DeBrincat kitten.
Good for congrats.
Having a little Bobby.
And then speaking of kids, then Hawks kids, they asked Jake McCabe what it's like having 2 kids, and they're like. And he goes, yeah, me and my wife changed from man-to-man to just zone coverage, like just trying to continue.
No, he said we went from zone coverage to having to go to man-to-man.
Oh, right. Yeah. It's so
like,
fun.
Too good. Yeah.
Yeah, we're going to wrap this up. I mean, there's some things to talk about the NHL, but I think we just kind of.
Oh, no, I still want to talk about that briefly. Like, there's a couple things.
Okay.
World Juniors, obviously, everybody knows it got canceled. I think we're on the same boat. Take those kids and put them in the Olympics. Who fucking cares?
That'd be awesome. That would be cool.
Who cares? Let the kids play in the Olympics. And I was saying it will be like the 1980 Olympics because you'll have the junior USA team versus the guys in Russia, like the fucking men. And from the KHL, and it's just gonna be incredible. I think that'd be so fucking cool. Yeah, it's just really shitty.
It was the
World Juniors was handled.
Oh my God, so bad.
A lot of the players coming out and saying that it was so unprofessional how it was performed. Like, you have a bubble that people are able to access. Like, they held a wedding at the fucking hotel that the players were at.
A barber shop and like stores that people can just come in off the street and go into.
Yeah, like the players had to quarantine and then get tested before entering this hotel, in which anybody can come and go as they please. Apparently last year, like when they did that, the people that worked the event at the hotel stayed at the hotel as well, so that they were in the bubble too.
The NHL bubble.
Yeah. And then this year it's like they've just come and go as they please as well. And it's like, okay, you're trying to make life easier for everyone else working the entire tournament except for the players. And it's just done. I don't know. It was just stupid. And like the other thing too is like a lot of these kids, there was only like 2 positive cases on some of the teams that like had to forfeit.
USA had 2, Russia had 1.
Yeah.
Finland had 1.
And then they had to forfeit these games. Like, I understand it's like more contagious. Some of these kids had probably 0 symptoms. They're fucking 20 and under. I'm sure that they had almost nothing. And you're telling me that these kids couldn't fucking play against the other kids. Like, they're in a bubble already. It's not like they're going out and seeing family or anything. Right. They're not, like, if anybody is going to catch it, it's going to be their other teammates that are going to guaranteed survive it. These are fucking healthy ass athletes. It's not like there's some older end, like having like breathing troubles and everything like that. Like, I don't know. I think that was just handled so poorly.
It's just, and that's just not just even the World Juniors. That's across all professional sports and everything like that too. It's just, it makes no sense the complete handling of this versus, I don't know. I don't want to get into like the
Things could be done better,
whatever, but
on a cooler note, Trevor Zegras is probably like my favorite player in the NHL at this point. If anybody hasn't seen or heard anything about what this kid has done, just look him up on like Instagram, Twitter, or anything. Like the most recent thing that he did was posted a literal low light reel saying, "Hey, like vote for me for the All-Star," where it's a video of him and it says like speed and it's him falling through the neutral zone, and then it says scoring as he tries to go between the legs and gets saved, and tries to do the Michigan or the lacrosse and goal and gets saved. And it's just like the funniest.
Every puck goes into the feet of the defenseman and all that.
Yeah, the funniest shit. And it's like, what a good, like, nobody, for a league where a lot of players don't show a sense of humor or like any side of them, like this kid is the complete opposite. And I think he's probably one of the most likable players. And it's like, man, I want a Trevor Zegras jersey so bad at this point. He was also Rookie of the Month for December, which, like, that's pretty sweet.
It's gonna be really interesting. Yeah, he's kind of leading the charge. Like, I think we're about to see a battle between the old boys club and this new generation of hockey player. And I feel like Zegras is that guy leading the charge.
Yeah, I mean, if you're gonna hate on Zegras, who in every appearance I've seen him outside of the rink, like on the Ducks like videos or Instagrams or anything like that, like he just genuinely seems like a happy kid. Like he's like having a great time in the NHL. And if somebody's gonna go and hate on him, it's just like, dude, you just are a fucking ass. Like
when he's getting interviewed by Bucci and he's like, Bucci, I saw you at Tim Hortons. I wanted to say hi, but I didn't want to bother you, and I was a little nervous. So
yeah, dude. It's just like his on the ice persona is also this off the ice persona, and it's just the funniest thing. They also did a recent video where it was like Max Jones and Kevin Shattenkirk were having the players go for like interviews, like fake interviews, where Shattenkirk was in a big bear costume. And at the, like, just look it up, because at the end of the video, Trevor Zegras is basically just the best. But yeah, I look forward to seeing this kid just grow throughout the next few years. I'm sure he's going to end up on the cover of NHL.
Oh yeah,
like, are you kidding me? It's gonna be great.
I can't wait to see where this guy goes. Yeah, Winter Classic last night. Didn't watch it, so not allowed to say. It looked cool from pictures I saw and all that. I think TNT did a great job with their presentation and all that. So
yeah, I think it was a great idea to actually play the game at 6 instead of around noon, when the teams are fighting sun in a certain direction, and the sun is also affecting the ice.
Yeah.
It looks so much better. I know it was the coldest Winter Classic on record. David Perron holds the record for coldest goal in the NHL at this point, which is pretty funny.
St. Louis, you see them all coming up to the game when they pulled to the stadium. They're all walking out in beachwear.
Yeah, that's goofy as hell too. I do love the Winter Classic. I think it's such a great game. It's like how cool it is and how like the experience overall, and I think it's getting better. I mean, they clearly, if they're gonna move it towards like this later time slot, like it just makes so much more sense.
Yeah,
and it's so cool. I love it.
Cool. It'd be nice. Hawks got in one. I mean,
yeah, I know Hawks haven't had one in a minute, so where else would they play? Just build a rink along Lakeshore. Fuck it. Have Lake Michigan in the background.
Oh my god, that'd be hilarious.
Floating ice rink on the Lake Michigan.
All right. Real quick left. Also, I have on my notes here, James Neal placed on waivers. That dude, just real deal, is officially done. Ovi breaks
first goal in Golden Knights history.
Yep. Ovi breaks the power play goal record with 275.
Officially breaks it.
He officially breaks it, and it is time to go after one more goal record, and he's got 99 in the crosshairs.
Yeah, he's currently sitting fourth.
Yeah. And then the last thing I have that I want to kind of talk about real quick is the Kraken and Vancouver story.
Yeah.
Opening night for the Seattle Kraken. They played Vancouver in
Opening night? Was that what it was?
the home opener.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I didn't know it was that far back.
Yeah. So the story was this girl had seats right behind Vancouver. She's got season tickets behind the opposing team's bench at Climate Pledge Arena. And she noticed she was preparing to go to medical school, or aspiring to go to medical school at that point. And she noticed a mole on the assistant. Is it the assistant trainer, the assistant equipment manager, one of those guys?
Assistant equipment manager, I think.
But she noticed this mole on his neck, and she made a note on her phone and was trying to get his attention, and just basically saying, "Hey, that looks cancerous. You should get that checked out." The guy ended up getting checked out, and on yesterday, I don't know if it went out yesterday, if it was Friday. I saw it yesterday. I don't know when it actually went out. Basically saying it was from Vancouver, and it was from this guy saying that he wanted to find this person so he can thank her because of her, advice and all that kind of stuff. He got checked out, and it was cancerous, and he was able to taken care of and all that kind of stuff. They found her, and they happened to be playing in Seattle again yesterday. They acknowledged her, and Vancouver and Seattle are both pledging, well, for a total, I think $5,000 each.
Yeah,
to go
total 10
to her medical school cost.
Yeah,
this shit's
so
cool. Yeah,
it's very cool.
But it was cool that they put that out, and just the hockey community just searching for this girl to get them back in connection, all that kind of stuff. Man, I know hockey's got its problems and all that kind of stuff, but I feel it's got a lot. For every bad thing that goes on in hockey, there's 5 or 6 awesome stories.
Right. And the awesome stories tend to get overshadowed a little bit, but feels good.
But yeah, so that was a good feel-good story, and I think a good way to end this episode.
Yeah. Also, Subban is on the Sluban hunt again, so look out.
That dude he doesn't sign anywhere next year, does he?
Oh yeah, no, he does, but we'll see what happens. Signs cheap in Toronto. You'll see.
Might have to change my alliance to the Leafs then. But all right, you got anything else?
No.
All right, so
see if the Hawks can win this game. There's 15 minutes left.
Still 3-1.
Yeah, Hawks are. I mean, they average less than 3 goals a game, so it's pretty doubtful. But we'll see.
All right, so it's episode 165. Tanner, what do you want to call it?
Trade them all.
Trade them all. All right. So it's episode 165. Trade them all. Make sure to follow us on Spotify. Remember, give us a 5-star on Spotify now. They do rankings on there. The more stars we get, the better. It helps us out. Subscribe to us on podcast. Give us a 5-star review there as well. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Social media at WCB Podcast, the Hockey Podcast Network at HockeyPod.net, DraftKings promo code THPN. Yeah, I think that's it.
Perfect.
All right. So for Tanner and Jarom, we'll see you on the next one.
All right. Love you, boys. Bye.